In the last episode, we discussed the history of the FTX disaster. To refresh your memories, an individual named Sam Bankman-Fried created a crypto hedge fund and exchange that is worth $37 billion. It had investments from huge players in the market, like BlackRock, and various endorsements from well-known celebrities. However, it was a little bit like a Ponzi scheme run by Sam, his girlfriend, and a group of his friends in the Bahamas. Both customers and investors alike lost billions due to the collapse of the FTX. At the end of our previous video, Sam is currently under police surveillance in the Bahamas, but still tweeting about making it up to his customers. Today, let's talk about the major updates since then, from the leaked messages to the current criminal investigation, as well as an inside scoop into the full extent of the FTX disaster. Welcome to Bulls and Bears. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Now let's go back to the video. After everything became clearer from the initial shock of the bankruptcy and the crazy story that led up to it, the new CEO of FTX, John Ray III, examined the books, and what he saw was astonishing. The books were a fraudulent and chaotic mess. In the report that John made, he would say that in his experience spanning 40 years, quote, "Never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information. The concentration of control in the hands of a very small group of inexperienced, unsophisticated, and potentially compromised individuals. This situation is unprecedented." This statement really means something, since John was the individual who sorted out Enron's bankruptcy in 2001. So what made this FTX situation so terrible? FTX had no clue how much cash it had on hand, or even how many individuals are working for the company, based on a 30-page report. Here are some of the highlights. Number 1. Employees are submitting requests for payment over chat. A random manager either accepts or rejects those payments with an emoji. Number 2. Alameda Research gave a $1 billion personal loan to Sam, as well as, based on the Wall Street Journal, FTX gained $450 million from big investors. Sam stated that this money was to help the business grow and allow them to engage further with regulators. However, the truth was that $300 million of the money went to Sam instead of the business itself. Number 3. Only a few records were actually kept. A lot of decisions happened over chat, and those chats are automatically deleted after a certain period. Number 4. FTX, a company worth $32 billion, had no board meetings, and neither did a lot of their subsidiaries. Number 5. Management did not have a clue about how much cash they had on hand at any given time, or even where all of the money was. Number 6. FTX don't have proper records of the people they employed. Employees and contractors co-mingled throughout the various companies without the right documentation of how their time was spent. A few employees cannot be found. Number 7. Corporate funds were used to buy personal real estate, and both executives and employees write their own names on the houses that they bought using company funds. Sources also mentioned that several of FTX's luxurious properties in the Bahamas were bought with 50% FTT and 50% FTX stock. Also, Sam's parents and his senior executives bought a total of $300 million for luxury properties in the Bahamas. Much worse was that on September 2nd, Sam stated that FTX had $5.5 billion in, quote, less liquid crypto tokens. The actual value was only $659,000. So how come a lot of smart people fell for this scam? Well, besides the financial sector being enticed by the low interest rates and cheap money, Sam would also send investors a very convincing document, according to Fortune magazine. It was a spreadsheet that showed the company's expenses, daily uses, and income. However, the document did not mention Alameda. It provided an image wherein FTX was a fast-growing company with solid financials, going from $15 million in income for 2019, the time of its creation, to over $1 billion in 2021. However, these spreadsheets were only sales documents that had no true accounting behind them. It didn't matter in the end because investors were so fixed on the income and wanted to be a part of it. Once the class action lawsuits were filed against FTX, their celebrity endorsers began to leave. Some of the celebrities that were under fire because of this fiasco included Shaquille O'Neal and Tom Brady. The lawsuit filed by attorney Adam Moskowitz includes the following statement. The deceptive FTX platform, maintained by the FTX entities, was truly a house of cards, a Ponzi scheme where FTX entities shuffled consumer funds between their opaque affiliated entities using new investor funds obtained through investments and loans to pay for interest to the old ones and attempt to maintain the appearance of liquidity. It further mentions that FTX uses some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment to gain funds and convince American consumers to invest in the Ponzi scheme. Based on the news outlet The Information, a few venture capital firms are also thinking about suing Sam. On November 20th, 2020, Joe Biden called for revisions to the global Bitcoin and crypto rules. There were also plans to conduct hearings on the FTX disaster by the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services. Sam Bankman-Fried is set to testify in December. However, Maxine Waters, the person in charge of the hearing, seems to be close with Sam. The two of them met before the collapse of FTX in April of 2022 to talk about crypto and other things. What about the possibility of government corruption? Attorney John Deaton launched a petition to investigate a possible close relationship between Sam and SEC Chair Gary Gensler. It was recently revealed that Gary had a 45-minute call with Sam in March to talk about a new trading platform that would be approved by the SEC. This particular behavior was deemed unusual by individuals familiar with the matter. According to Fortune, people inside Washington, D.C. think that Gary will be grilled by Congress and is, quote, in a corner. U.S. Senator Josh Hawley had also advocated for the top Democrats and Biden officials to release emails regarding Alameda Research, FTX, and Sam Bankman-Fried. The purpose is to find out whether Sam's $37 million in political donations to Democrats might have caused pressure on regulators to be more lenient with FTX. So where does that leave the victims? Will they get their money back? According to Robert Frenchman, a partner from a New York law firm, Mukasey Frenchman, FTX consumers will have to get in line with the rest of the creditors because there are no special protections for consumers of unregistered crypto firms like FTX. John Ray, who is going through the books of Sam's companies right now, states that there is not one document that detailed all of its company's depositors. So right now, it's not looking good because a few individuals might get funds back, but it's likely to be cents on the dollar. Lastly, there have been a few late messages between Sam and a Fox reporter. Sam acknowledged that his attempt to look moral during the organization's heyday was, quote, a dumb woke game we Westerners play, where we say all the right shibboleths, and so everyone likes us. He also mentioned the following, F regulators, they make everything worse. After that, he then went on to blame his former girlfriend, Caroline, who was running Alameda. He said that FTX was not the one who lost the money, but it was loaned to Alameda, and they were the ones who lost it. Sam thought that Alameda had much more collateral than they actually had. We know that we can't trust Sam, but if we give him the benefit of the doubt, it's safe to state that without an accounting department, this is an unsurprising fact. So behind all of the smoke and mirrors, here's how Sam's multi-billion-dollar organization worked. They utilized emojis to discuss company expenses. Sam siphoned off a $1 billion personal loan. Important decisions were done through the use of chat and subsequently deleted. No board meetings were held, and the company was unaware of the cash they had or the number of individuals who worked there. This would have all been pretty hilarious if billions of consumer money were not wasted on it. So what do you think about this FTX disaster? Do you think that this disaster could have been avoided by Sam and FTX? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell to be updated on our new videos, and don't forget to give us a like if you want more videos similar to this one. See you in our next video!